which was obviously scary because then when you actually do wake up, you are waking up with this feeling of, am I actually awake or am I still dreaming? Hi, welcome back to Unveiling Thoughts with Astrid. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different, which is dreams, and more specifically lucid dreaming, vivid dreaming, and false awakenings. So actually the reason that I even decided to make this video was because I had an experience of false awakenings, so actually 4 of them in one night, and this made me really interested in dreams and honestly just doing a bit more research and putting a bit more interest into why I have these dreams and what's actually happening. So to explain a little bit of what a false awakening is, it is basically when you wake up inside of a dream but you're still dreaming. So you think that you've woken up, you might be doing something that's out of your routine or in your routine, and then you actually realize that you're still dreaming, or you realize until you actually wake up. So I actually had many false awakening experiences when I was younger and like growing up. It was always when I was on the way to school, so I would have my alarm bell ring, and then when I woke up I would, fall back asleep because I wouldn't stand up. And during this time, I would literally dream about walking around, getting ready for school, brushing my teeth, doing whatever I need to do. Until then, one of my parents came in and said, wake up. And I wake up and I realized, oh, I haven't done any of that. I was just sleeping. So many people have experienced this from what I could tell by comments and YouTube searches, and I just thought this was very fascinating because I never really put much thought into this and what it actually is. So I never knew it was called a false awakening until recently, and I just thought that was very interesting because I just kind of took that as I was in my head daydreaming. It didn't really feel like I was dreaming at all. I thought maybe I was awake and imagining this process happening, but I was dreaming because people obviously had to wake me up. And what's interesting is that in my recent experience, when I had 4 false awakenings in one, which means I used to think when this happened, I used to think that it meant that it was like layers, so like an inception where you have one layer of a dream and then another layer and then another layer and then another layer. But through a YouTube video, I found out that it's actually called a false awakening, and that you're not having a dream in a dream in a dream, even though it does feel like that it's actually just 4 separate dreams happening consecutively, and you don't wake up in any of them, and they all start by you waking up. So that kind of puts my mind at ease, because I really did think that I had like one dream inside one dream and one dream, which was obviously scary because then when you actually do wake up, you are waking up with this feeling of, am I actually awake or am I still dreaming, right? So that's kind of where this fascination began with dreams for me, because I realized that it was kind of a scary feeling. So I just did some research to put my mind at ease, and it definitely did. And actually I also found out that false awakenings are a great way to start lucid dreaming. So if you wake up in a dream and you question yourself if you're dreaming, you can actually start lucid dreaming. So I actually put this to the test about 2 days ago, where I went to sleep and I was dreaming about something very random, and there was a triggering point for me. So there was a trigger point. So usually when I lucid dream, to clarify, I often lucid dream without intending to. So for some reason, this just always came so naturally to me that I somehow realized that I was lucid dreaming. And as I said, now that I put more thought into it, I realized that a big reason, I realized that my trigger point to start lucid dreaming was when something scary or unusual happens. So when somebody starts attacking me or something scary happens, that's when my mind kind of goes, oh, that's not real. Like, this is a dream. And so I put that to the test 2 days ago, where I basically was dreaming and somebody started attacking me in some sort of way. I think they were like pushing me or something. And I just thought, am I dreaming right now? And I was like, oh my God, I'm dreaming. So then I just started fighting back. And I actually can't really remember what happened after that, but I'm pretty sure I soon after that woke up. But it was definitely a very exciting experience because instead of being scared, because I always was like a little bit frightened of like being awake in my dream. So when I used to wake up when I used to lucid dream, I used to make myself wake up. So I knew that I was lucid dreaming and I was like, oh my God, this is a dream, so I can just wake up. So I woke myself up instead of actually taking advantage of the fact that you can do whatever you want to do because you're dreaming. And so this is something that I'm still working on because it was definitely something scary for me. And in general, I have so many different dreams that I just can't decipher for myself. And also let me know if anyone else has experienced this, but pretty much I have dreams like every couple of weeks where I feel like something is literally like not possessing me, but like fighting me, or there's like, and I don't even know if this is a good type of energy or a negative type of energy, but it's just like something that I'm fighting against, so it's probably bad, but it's something that I'm fighting against. And then if I try to scream at it or yell, I just can't scream, which I know have many people have experienced this before. And I was also talking to family and friends, they've all said that they've had an experience where they tried to scream or say something and nothing comes out. And I'm really interested in this phenomenon, and I'm probably just gonna continue doing more research. But yeah, if anyone else has ever experienced that, or maybe knows the cause, then very welcome to share it in the comments. False awakenings, if they've happened to you before, they can be a great tool to start lucid dreaming if that is what you want to achieve. It really is like a whole other world in our dreams. And it's also interesting how like in our dream world, like we're still the same person, we still have the same, like we can think in the dream, and we can like, we know who our parents are, we know who our partner is, we know who our friends are, but other things completely don't make sense at all. So it's just really interesting how it's like a reality but shifted completely. I found this very intriguing, and that's why I just wanted to come and explain my experiences that I've had with this. Also, obviously, vivid dreams. So what I was basically experiencing in my false awakening, since I wasn't lucid dreaming, I had no idea that I was dreaming. I was definitely sleeping. I was definitely not knowing that I was dreaming. I thought I was awake. So it was a very vivid dream, right? So it was all of the 4 consecutive dreams that I had, all the 4 layers, you could say, they were all very vivid. I can still remember them completely. So how they all started off, how all the people looked like, all the details, I was very vivid. And so that's what I think made the whole experience so much more freakier, was because I genuinely had no doubts that this was reality. So then when I woke up due to my alarm clock on my 4th layer, it came as a huge surprise. It was very abrupt awakening, and it kind of left me stunned because I was like, I just had 4 dreams in one dream. At least that's how it felt like. And also something that I had noticed, which I also kind of brought up in the beginning, was that this used to happen to me all the time in the morning of school. So when I would wake up by my alarm clock, and then in these maybe like 10 to 20 minutes of time, this is where I would have these false awakenings where I'm walking around and I'm doing everything normal, and then somebody would wake me up. And what's interesting is that I had my experience of the 4-layer false awakening between like 9 and 11 in the morning. So it could also be something about the fact that your sleep is erupted, and then because you haven't fully woken up yet, that like I don't know, I'm not a scientist and I am not a neurologist, and I'm not very educated about this, but that is something that I noticed, was that usually I have these experiences towards the day, or if my sleep has been interrupted in sort of ways. So yeah, those are my experiences that I wanted to share for today's episode. Let me know if there is any questions that you have or any answers to my questions, and I will see you guys all with another video soon.